And today I want to talk to you about our personalized learning platform. Before I do that, a little bit about me and why education is important to me. I'm a first-gen college student. I grew up in a blue-collar town. My parents worked 3 jobs, didn't make it out of 10th grade. And being a first-gen college student, it took me 7 years to get my undergrad. So my guidance counselor gave me about 5 options. I could be a policeman, a fireman, join the military, go into business, and maybe be a teacher. So I thought I'd be one of those. I tried them all. I ended with business. So for the first 15 years, I spent a lot of time in HR software, building HRIS systems, a lot of systems that would then knock out people who didn't have a college degree automatically. So you had to check that box. That didn't really inspire me too much. So I was fortunate enough to be offered a position at Southern New Hampshire University to build their College for America program. If you're not familiar with it, it's a competency-based program. No credits, self-paced, and full mastery. And what that means is there's no A, Bs, and Cs. Everybody has to get an A, and it doesn't matter how long you take to get there, you have to get it. The nice thing we were able to do was be isolated from the rest of the institution. So there were 80,000 students online, 3,000 on campus, and they weren't interested in a 500-person pilot. So we were left to our own devices to build what we needed to build. So not having any of the overhead of what goes on in education, I didn't have any rules to really constrict me, so we decided to use Salesforce to build this on. And to me, it made sense. It's a CRM system. You've got the student at the center, just like a customer. And I didn't have to deal with all this process, which is killing education right now. In 4 months, we were able to stand up an entire program. We built lightweight student information systems. We built lightweight coaching, advising. All of these pieces came together. And we used an external learning management system. We quickly found that didn't really meet our needs because it couldn't fit the program the way we needed it to, and we were letting the solution define the problem. And that's what we see at Motivis now, is we've spent 2 years out there working with other clients. Time and time again, we work with educators who have this great idea. They want to implement these new programs, but they've had to sacrifice something to make it fit into this box, this LMS over here that's really not what they needed to do. And it can continue. I mean, we look at some of the point solutions these schools have. There's over 100 point solutions in some of these institutions. They don't talk to each other. They're completely siloed. And at some point, you have to bastardize that data to get from system A to system B. To us right now, this is the perfect time to really change that. Everyone here just talked about all these stats. It's the same stats we all see. The world's changing, though. It's not about just degrees. It's micro-credentials, stackable certificates. Whatever the next phrase is, it's all about learning and those discrete chunks of learning. And how do you assemble those to help someone get the next job, get the next promotion, change a career path? And that's what we hope to enable with our platform, to allow institutions to be able to flexible enough to do that without being restricted by legacy technology. So this is our solution, a simplified and unified enterprise platform system for teaching and learning to increase student engagement and meet the academic, social, and administrative challenges of personalized learning. And to us, that's really what it's about, the personalized learning. It's not, I've got 10 majors and these are my paths. We see a future where you've taken bite-sized chunks of any type of coursework, assembled them specifically for the student. So when you're back in the workforce and you need that next job, you may just need 7 competencies. Well, that could equal 10 classes. Why not be able to unassemble that, repackage it up just for that student, and they can come back over and over again. We've had to create a new category to do this, and it's learning relationship management. And we've funneled it down to 4 key categories, and it's not what you think of when you look at these. There's student data, which we all have to live with. There's academics, the learning, community, and careers. And we think about careers, we think about it differently. It's not just about the career center. It's about career paths. It's how to get the next job. It's how to get you back in after you've left the college. The first thing when you graduate happens is you get a letter from your alumni office asking you for money. Well, what if now it was they reached out to you and said, congratulations on your new job. You're a project manager now, but we haven't seen, you're not PMP certified. Why don't you come back? Why don't you come back for 6 weeks and get certified? So how do we keep those students engaged? And it's really about putting the student at the center. And these are people around the student. These are all the people that are needed for student success, whether they're mentors, employers, peers. They all need to live in one community, not in multiple communities siloed up by departments, all in a single system. This is where we live today. It's complex, crowded, and we think it's ripe for simplification and really platform creation, and that's what we're creating, the platform. The gentleman on the left is balancing his Jenga stack, which is all the technology that just keeps being added on and added on. It's waiting to tip over. When we all go back home and talk to our institutions and tell them we got one more solution, that's the look on his face is when you have to tell him he has to integrate with yet another system. It's often asked, well, are you an SIS? Are you an LMS? How do you define yourself? Again, it is a new category. And if you were to start your university over today, would you pick all these solutions? Would you have all this weight sitting on top of it? The SIS, the LMS, these came around 25 years ago to solve a simple problem, right? To go digital, and they've become these mountainous systems. We know schools can't just erase the past, but we're hoping to build a bridge to that. And we'll start out now. We move into the LMS space. We started with competency-based learning and personalized learning, and slowly start to move into these 4 quadrants to create a singular system. Product features are across the board. Again, student-focused. It's available on every device. Simplicity is key to us. Simple UI. We've spent a lot of time and money making sure fewer clicks, less cognitive strain for teachers. There's enough going on that they don't need to learn yet another system, and everything's integrated in one place. And competitive advantage, this is where we start to talk about the platform. So currently, we live on top of the Salesforce platform. There's over 1,900 institutions using Salesforce in some form already in higher ed. But we're also in the Google stack. We realize in K-12, they have to be price sensitive, so we need to keep our costs down. We're creating our new platform on top of the Google Cloud, which will allow us to build an entire ecosystem over the next 2 years. So not only can you have our applications, but you can download and create your own applications to extend the platform to do the things we may not necessarily do. Some of our early adopters are across the board. We've got higher education, workforce development in K-12. TD Bank has been an amazing partner for us as they look to embed learning into their culture. So it's not a one-time event anymore. It's not a compliance issue. It's learning every day. They're actually in a partnership with a college to embed credit-bearing courses in those first 90 days. So changing the way workforce develops its teams, and there's other partners doing that as well. So these are the kids coming up right now, and those are your current systems, and that's what they're going to do them. So in the future, if your systems aren't evolving, he's going to knock them over, and I think it's time institutions need to be prepared for the future and stop looking at the past. So thank you, everyone.